Assalamu alaikum. We are Group Discoverer and we are here to do our group project demo. Next slide, please. So the first part is DevOps part is our project DevOps. Okay. So we have to integrate Docker, Kubernetes, and GitHub into the Jenkins for CI/CD. Next slide. So this is our GitHub URL. We have a to-do list in React app, and we have invited all our members as collaborator. Next slide, please. And this is our Jira for the project. We have set up Jira and everything here. And next, you can see we integrated the Jira, GitHub, and Docker uh, into the Jenkins. And this is the repository link, and you see that we have set up the credential and they are globally for Jira, GitHub, Docker.
I will just now show how all of the connections are made. I will go to Jira first, and here is the Jira link that we are using, the URL, along with the API token. So in these credentials, I have saved the API token along with the username. So the username is basically the email of the Jira, and the password is the API token. And if I just go and do a validate settings to see if the connection is made or not, it gives us a success. Same thing, you can do it for GitHub. So this is the GitHub API URL is there, and this is a secret text where you are only connecting it via the API token. And if you again do simple test connections, this is, you can see Musa Ali, this is one of the group mates, this one, and it says like it's connected successfully. Unfortunately for Docker, we cannot verify it, but we can see, we know that this one works because when we run the project, it is working successfully. So you can see here, this is the GitHub, so it's, the Docker Hub label, and which is basically the repositories link. And this is the credentials, which is my credentials, and the URL which takes you to the homepage of the Docker. And for credentials, where you add the credentials is basically if you go to manage Jenkins and you go credentials, you can see all the credentials here. One for the API token, one for the GitHub, and one for the Docker. First of all, what we do is we once our code is completed, we have to generate a Docker image. So I will just do that now. So all we do is we pass a simple command. So the first time build takes a while. As you can see, it's like running all the dependencies and everything. Now, as you can see, a Docker image has been created. Once that is complete, we go to our Jenkins, and we after we have done the configuration of the pipeline, we simply just run it, and it's gonna take a while to run. So as you can see, build has been successful right here, and we can see that our front end is running on localhost 3000. Now we can open the project. It's updated, it's completed. So we can put whatever we want, and we can also delete. This is pretty much it for when you're running the Jenkins from the pipelines, and this is how we build it, and this is how the Docker is also working. So that's it.
Okay, this is about to be the refactoring and code smells and refactoring. So let's go ahead and do code smell, then refactoring, then fix and run the code. So we have here the code refactoring before the code before refactoring. We all have like one big class, app.js, one big component that contains everything. Let's identify the code smells here. We have here the code smells identifier here that the app component had two main responsibilities handling both the UI and the logic for API calls. This file is the single responsibility principle, making the component less cohesive. And the second one is hard copy API calls Directly embedding API calls logic within the component, reducing reusability and testability. This also violates the principle of separation of concern. Yeah, we also, you can see we have one big class. So we have like a God class that contains everything and does everything. So the refactoring we have used here is extract method, move method. Refactoring, we have refactored by moving the logic for interacting with the API into a separate module, API.js. This change encapsulating the API-related logic, making it reusable and easier to maintain, as well as adhering to the principle of separation of concern. So you can see the code after refactoring it. We have API.js that contains the API calls and other things, and we have the other part of the JS. We have the comparison of execution time. The execution time before refactoring was seconds. The execution time after refactoring is 4 seconds. You can see how this has changed from 6 seconds to 4 seconds, and this really improves the performance of the code. Uh, Thank you so much. That's all from group discoveries.